Today I'm going to show you how to make this super sassy, not today, sucka tumbler. This is such a fun one and I just absolutely love these pastel colors. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you try this tutorial out, make sure you give me a tag so I can see your beautiful work as well. Let's get started. We are going to start by cutting our template out of our vinyl of choice. I went with this really pretty pastel cactus vinyl, and then I am going to take the backing and fold it back about an inch. I have already made a vertical line on my tumbler using my Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler tool. If you guys want to see how I do that, I have plenty of template videos that show you a little bit more about that. And then I am just going to line up my template right on that line that I made. And to make sure that it is straight on there before I remove the rest of the backing, I just make sure the top and bottom of the template match up. And then if it does, we're just going to remove a little bit more of that backing. And then I just like to take my hand and firmly push in the crease. And then the backing will slowly kind of roll off until we get to about couple inches from the beginning of the template. Now before you finish placing your vinyl down, make sure you release a little bit of that transfer tape just so you're not placing your template on top. I have already done that and cut off about 2 inches. And then we're just going to firmly press it together, making sure the design matches up. Once it does, release the rest of that transfer tape. Now we are going to remove the pieces of the template that we want glittered. This design, I wanted to keep most of the design in the pattern vinyl because I think it's so beautiful. So I wanted just a few accents of glitter. So I just removed the 2 skinnier side V pleat pieces from the template. We are going to be using these 3 gorgeous glitters: Cactus Blossom, Prickly Pear, and Succulent. And I am just going to paint on a similar color of chalk paint in those sections first. This is a translucent glitter, so you want a really solid base. If it is not a solid base of color, you will kind of see when you epoxy it where your flaws are. So I'm just going to base like a light blue, and then I am going to base a green in those smaller V sections. Now that you have those sections painted and they are dry, we're going to take that exact same paint that we base coated with and just add a little bit of glitter glue or Mod Podge, and then we're going to go over the same color with that mixture, and then we are going to paint those same sections, and then we are going to take the coordinating glitter and sprinkle those on while it is still wet. We are going to do the exact same thing with the green sections, mixing in some glitter glue with our paint, painting that on, and then taking our prickly pear glitter and sprinkling it on those sections while that is still wet. Although this tumbler is already so beautiful and elegant as is, I decided I needed to add some pink, so I removed part of the template that was kind of the center V shape, and then I am going to take some pink chalk paint, starting off with just a base coat, no glue. I am going to paint that section, and then when that is dry, I will mix in some glitter glue with that exact same paint, then go over that in the exact same manner we have in the past. We're just going to paint on that glitter glue and paint mixture, and while it is wet, we are going to apply the color Cactus Blossom. Once you have the face of your tumbler completely glittered, you can glitter the bottom. I like to do this on my tumblers, and I just usually choose one of the glitters that I used on the face of the tumbler, usually the one that is like the most. So here, for example, I did pink because it was most of the tumbler, and then I just took that glitter glue and paint mixture, applied it to the bottom, and then took my Cactus Blossom glitter and applied that over the top. Now you're going to let that glitter and glue completely dry. Then take your tumbler and use some sort of spray sealer. I like Rust-Oleum or Krylon's triple thick. I usually take it outside and give it 2 pretty heavy coats, and then I let that dry, and then you're going to add a layer of epoxy. Now that your epoxy has cured, you're going to cut out some vinyl stripes with your Cricut or Silhouette. I chose kind of a little bit brighter of a pink for a little bit more of a pop of color, and I cut them in 2 different sizes, one being a little thicker and one being a little thinner. I placed the thicker one on the outside of the vinyl, and then the thinner one on the inside closest to the glitter. are going to add a layer of epoxy. This is optional at this step, but I really like a really smooth base for my decal. If you place a decal over those vinyl stripes, you will see like the humps of the vinyl underneath, and I just don't like that. Once your epoxy has cured, you can add a decal if you would like. I went with this one that says "Not today, sucker," and this digital download is available in my shop if you would like to snag it for your project. I'm just going to place it right in the center of those V shapes and then remove the transfer tape. Now you can add your final layer of epoxy. You may need 2 over the decal. It just depends on how thick your epoxy is, but you will want to epoxy until smooth. And here is our tumbler all finished. I just love those pastel glitters so much. The sparkle they give, and they also have a little bit of a color shift, so they're just stunning. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I cannot wait to see what you guys do with this super fun template. Thanks so much for watching, and look for me on all other social media platforms under Diamonds and Dust.